Voila. I'm live. Is it Memorex or is it just live? That is the question. Let's see, who do we have? Hey, everybody. How are you doing today? I thought I would pop on, just finished a series of interviews about the power of being a woman. And, just so much to talk about when it comes to this area. So I thought, well, let me do a live before I go to bed. It is, what time is it Ghana time? It is 8:30. You're probably saying, why am I going to bed so early? Well, I got up, huh? 7:30. 7:30. It feels like midnight, okay? And the reason that it feels like midnight is because I got up. Oh, thanks, Ophi. Thank you, thank you. I got up early to go vote, man. Yay! I voted twice this year in America and in Ghana. It's so cool. So I got up to cast my vote because you know what? It's not just a duty, it's a privilege to be able to vote. Um, Thanks, Dea. I had a great time with you. You're a good interviewer. I think you should have a show. How about that? Anyway, so I've had a series of interviews today and thought that I would just pop on and give a few thoughts before I turned it in. And where's everyone? DC, okay. Where's everybody coming on from? I know Texas and New York and New Jersey on this side over here. Who else? Let me see. Show me some love. Give me some hearts. Let me know that you're happy to see me. Anyway, how is everyone feeling? The weekend was good. Oh, South Africa. Hi, Antoinette. How are you? I love South Africa. Can't wait to come back down there. Georgia, okay, Canada, okay, I love this. I hope that all have gotten your copy of The Power of Being a Woman and are going to be a part of the book club. It is going to be live and on fire. So when you purchase the book and send me your proof of purchase, you get access to the book club that will start December 12th, as well as a free devotional that will be sent to you. All you've got to do is log on to pobw.michellehammond.com, and everything that you need to access everything is on that page. So she's calling me from Nigeria. So maybe you can give her a call back. Oh, Father's house. Oh, great, Antoinette. I love Father Giorgio. He is so cool. What a cool pastor you have. I can't wait to come back down and hang out with you guys again. Had such a great time with Merla and all the staff. They're so amazing and everything they do is so excellent. And I see you have a new facility, so that is really cool. So now I really have to be nosy and come down. Okay, Nigeria. Cape Town. Cape Town is so beautiful. Love it. Some of my favorite restaurants are there. Signature, you know that restaurant? It's in the mall. Oh, such great food. And I usually, oh no, Cape Town. Signature is in Joburg. There's this other place that I go on the wharf in Cape Town. And the food is so yummy. Yeah, okay. So, how's everybody feeling? I hope that you've gotten your book, The Power of Being a Woman, because we are going to be doing a book club. Yes, I'm going to host that book club. And all you have to do is send in your proof of purchase to get the free devotional and access to the book club that starts December 12th. So make sure that you get that. You can get the ebook, you can order the print copy. They're both available. And thanks to you, I was an Amazon bestseller. Yay. And Kindle, I was #1 in Christian marriage. I thought, that's interesting because it definitely covers more than marriage. It covers everything, from singlehood to sisterhood to, all the issues that we struggle with as women. And one of the things that I highlighted and talked about was just the power of vulnerability. That's huge for us because it's scary. It's scary to be vulnerable, isn't it? And yet, the word tells us that God resists the proud and gives grace to the humble. And guess what? So do people. People resist the proud and give grace to the humble. But vulnerability is really strength under control. There's nothing weak about being vulnerable. It's a decision that you make to yield for the better good of what you're trying to work together with other people to achieve and accomplish. So when we see it in that light, we see it as a strength. And when you're on a team, you're vulnerable to one another because you have positions of strength. And as you yield one to the other according to those positions of strength, corporately, you win the game. We don't win the game alone. Other people must be a part of our lives. It has to be a team effort, no matter what it is. God did not make us to function alone. He made us to be connected, interdependent on one another, and codependent on Him. He's the only person you should be codependent on because He's the only one that will never let you down, never disappoint, because ultimately He's God and He's flawless and perfect. And so He's not going to break promises. He's not going to show up late. He's not going to disappoint your expectation unless you have a wrong expectation. Sometimes we have a wrong expectation. We need to double check that we're operating off of God-given desires. He says He'll give us the desires of our heart. And as we yield to those desires and pursue those desires, they come to pass because they're what God desires for us as well. And so when we deal with vulnerability, what we do is we put ourselves in the position to be blessed. Vulnerability is about understanding your truth, your strengths, as well as your weaknesses, and not being afraid to embrace both. Weaknesses are not bad things if you know about them and know how to compensate for them, or who can be in the position of strength for you in that particular area. But when pride gets in the picture, that's when we struggle with our vulnerability because we take that and turn it into I'm not enough. And the answer to that is yes, you are enough. You are enough for the task at hand. You're enough for what you've been assigned to do. And you don't need to be more than what you are to accomplish what God has put before you to do. So when you look at it in that light, you're always enough. You're enough for the moment. And that's all that counts, is being enough for the moment. When you need to be enough for something else, you'll be enough for something else. We live level by level, glory to glory to glory to glory. And so if we don't run ahead of God's program, we won't get overwhelmed. And those feelings of not being enough won't have the opportunity to surface because you're present in the things that you are enough for. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense to you. Virginia, Johannesburg, Milwaukee. Whoa. Great, great, great to see everyone. So I just want to encourage you today that as you're struggling with, am I enough? That the answer to that is yes, you are. You are enough for this particular assignment. And when you need more grace for something else, where you level up, God will provide that in that moment. Until then, you don't need it. I think the problem is that we spend a lot of time running ahead, worrying about things that we don't need to worry about yet. And that's when we get overwhelmed. Or if we're just, we're just trashing back and forth about the past. The past is gone. It doesn't define you today. So live in the present. What is at hand in the moment? What are we about today? What is the daily assignment? Jesus said tomorrow will have enough problems of its own. Don't worry about that ahead of time. Make sure that you are living in the moment fully, embracing what needs to be embraced in this moment so that you are set on completing this task well. That's how we do things well. And, I'm preaching to myself here because on any given day, I am pulled in 20 different directions. Then I get overwhelmed. Then I'm like, oh my gosh. And when I get overwhelmed, I get paralyzed. Don't you? I mean, I just shut down everything. Then it's like, okay, you know what? I can't do anything. Shoom, 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 shoom. All the engines shut off, because I've overloaded my circuits. And I do believe that our bodies are like circuit boards in a sense. They get overloaded. The way they deal with stress is to shut down completely and say, wait a minute, I will not be overloaded. If I get overloaded, I'm going to blow up. And so when we stop in that moment and refresh ourselves, we're then able to think clearly, prioritize what needs to be done. What is the task at hand? What commands my attention immediately? What matters most in this moment? And how can I deal with what matters most in this moment? When I get that done, I can go to my next. right? Because your now is always preparing you for your next. And so you shouldn't get, like stuck on things like, oh, I should be further along. No, you're fine. You're fine where you are. Okay. Allow yourself to have that time to live fully in the now so that you're prepared and equipped for your next. So when we get vulnerable, what does that mean? When we get vulnerable, we say, hey, you know what? I need help. Is that a bad thing? No, I don't think it's a bad thing. What it does is every time that, if you could think about it this way, every time that you say, hey, I need help, you are given the opportunity to empower someone else to rise and grow and flourish. So it's your help. Your need for help is a gift to someone else. Because what it does is it causes them to reach inside of themselves and pull out gifts that are in them that they might not otherwise use, right? So every opportunity for help is also an opportunity for empowerment, right? So when we talk about vulnerability too, in the sense of submission, which seems to be like a big bad word, submission. I hate that word, but submission is actually quite powerful. It's an aggressive decision to be a team player. It's an aggressive decision to yield the parts of yourself that aren't in line with the task at hand. Submission says, how are we going to do this together? Teams submit to one another. They submit to their roles, and they don't complain because somebody knows that the guard, this guy is strong in his position as guard. Someone else is strong in their position as a forward. They're not quibbling about who gets to carry the ball. They instinctively know when it's time to hand it off so that they win the game together. It's really critical for us to see this as a team effort and an aggressive decision to cooperate with everyone else on the team. So in light of that, submission is not such a bad word after all. It actually puts you in the position to be blessed. It actually puts you in the position to win. I think that our life, well, the word tells us our life changes when our mind changes. And our mindset needs to change towards submission. It should not be seen as a curse word or something that belittles one person in the equation of the team or the relationship. It should be seen as a power move. And when it is, we embrace it, we celebrate it, and we reap the benefits of being in that position. When we submit to God, it puts us in position to be blessed. And so vulnerability is actually very empowering. Submission is very empowering. Tega, she's still sending me messages about coming back on. Can you call her?
You just ignore that and finish what you're doing. I've sent her an email.
Okay. We were having some technical problems on one of the other calls we were on. And she's going to leave 3 questions, and I guess she wants me to send them to her or something. So anyway, sorry, I got distracted by that. It's another interview. So at any rate, I just want to encourage you to renew your mind in the aspect of what vulnerability entails. Jesus put it this way. He said, no one takes my life from me. I lay my life down. Therefore, I have the power to pick it back up. Ooh, that is really a powerful statement, because what happens a lot of times while we are afraid of vulnerability, afraid of submission, is we fear being taken advantage of, abused, or oppressed. We don't see our own power to master the situation that we're in. So therefore, when someone makes a move, we feel violated, we feel oppressed, we feel disrespected. But if we could see that it's a choice that we make to lay down my life in this instance, in this area, then I have the power to take it back. I get to set the boundaries. I get to control the equation of what is happening. There was a proverb or an instruction in the word in the Gospels the Israelites were under oppression from the Romans. And so that meant, like, at any given point in time, you could be walking down the street and a Roman soldier would just walk up to you and say, "Here, carry my stuff for me. You know, here, take my shield and carry it." You know, and the person would feel oppressed and put upon and ordered around and belittled, right? And so the word was, if they come and ask you to carry their coat, carry their shield as well. Well, what happens in that instance? I've made the choice to go the extra mile. It's no longer you making me do something. It is my choice to serve you. You got that? So when it becomes our choice, we're able to do it joyfully. It moves from I have to I get to I chose to. Okay. And in that position, I am then able now to do this thing with joy because I chose to do it. I'm not being mastered by someone else. And yet I am submitting to what they've asked me to do, but I flipped the script on it and I am now mastering the situation versus being mastered. I think that, we have to get to the place where we have a different mindset about cooperating with one another, a different mindset about submission and vulnerability. Okay. Somebody said I used to call submission the S word. That's hilarious. I know what you mean. Yeah. So that is it. Hello in Namibia. I came to Namibia several years ago. I had such a great time. The people there were so lovely. We did a women's conference there. I hope that I will get back one day. Washington State. Okay. So anyway, that was really what I wanted to impart to you today, to just take a few moments to think about putting vulnerability and submission in perspective, and seeing it not as a weight, not as something that robs you of who you are or takes away from your value or even superimposes another identity on top of you. No, it really does give you the opportunity to rise to another level of servanthood. And let me tell you, servanthood is required before leadership can be put into place. The best leaders have servants' hearts. Jesus was a servant leader. He washed the feet of the disciples. He cooked for them. He didn't think that there was anything beneath him. I've always made it my policy not to ask anyone who works with me or for me to do something that I wouldn't do myself. Being willing to serve gives you the power to be a great leader. Getting in the trenches with your people, letting them know that they are valuable because you're willing to do what they do. It's critical. All of this, I call it a plantation mindset. When you're trying to be Lord over people, and just drag them across the way without any sense of appreciation, gratitude, or being willing to assist them. So it's very, very important that you have a new perspective on vulnerability, submission. I hope that you'll get the book. I talk a lot more about it in there and put it in perspective. How you work that thing, submission is powerful. It's a power move. It's a power move. Say that to yourself right now. Submission is a power move. Yes. All right. Waco, Texas. I haven't been there in a while. So make sure that you renew your mind. Free yourself. Don't see it as a burden. Don't see it as someone talking down to you. You get to master your life. You get to master your world. And it starts with you. It starts with the vision you have of yourself. It starts with the vision you have of your own value. It starts with the vision you have of the gifts that you bring to the table, the things that you have to communicate, to offer. It starts with you seeing yourself as a gift to others. And then when they ask you for a part of yourself, you see it as a privilege to give it. Jesus laid down his life gladly for us because he was so passionate and zealous towards us. He wanted to claim us as his own, and whatever he needed to do in order to accomplish that was what he did. So I think that when we move and operate from a position of love, we're driven by passion. We're driven by what God cares about. because everything we do should point back to God anyway. We're here to glorify him. We're here to reflect his power. We're here to reflect his presence in the earth realm and give people a sense of what it would be like to be in his presence, simply by glorifying him, by being an accurate reflection of what God looks like. So as we do that through love, through pursuing peace and reconciliation, through walking in cooperation with others. I mean, not bringing the drama to the equation, but actually, bringing health and healing and love to every situation. People should be able to count on you to be the equalizer in every. Hey, my sister, how are you? That's Dee Dee. Okay. I'm gonna bring you on. You want to say hi? Okay.
Who is that?
Let me see. Let me see. Hi, Dee Dee.
Hey, Michelle.
How are you?
Grateful.
I'm grateful too. What are you grateful for?
I am grateful for life. I am grateful for salvation. I am grateful for family and friends. And I'm grateful that it's December 7th and I made it.
Amen. Because a lot of folks didn't make it. I lost 10 people in COVID, and a lot of people didn't make it. And I think that sometimes we do take those things for granted, Dee Dee. We're here and we don't realize how powerful it is that we're still here.
Right.
We take being here for granted, and we have a tendency to think, well, like we're entitled to it, and we're actually not, So every day is a gift from God. And if he gave us the gift, he gave it to us for a purpose, and so we need to be finding what that is and living it out, as opposed to letting a day go by where no fruit is shown. I was thinking about that the other day. How many things do we do that are fruitless versus how many things we do that are fruitful?
Exactly. I
Mhm.
totally agree.
Yeah.
Totally.
And so I'm glad to see you. When I saw you pop up, I said, oh, okay. Someone is saying on here.
I have to get my promotion going. I do apologize for that. I just have so much on my plate.
That's okay.
We're gonna definitely make it happen, and hopefully produce some stocking stuffers.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in for 2 more weeks, until the 14th anyway, when people purchase the book and send proof of purchase, we're going to have a big book club and discuss chapter by chapter. I'm going to host it. So, and it will be interactive. So, make sure that people know that so that they can sign up. And it's going to be a great time. I'm finishing off a book club right now with my novels, which I'll start over again in January, because I know a lot of people don't know that I wrote 2 novels, and they are juicy. So
I'm just thankful for your skills, and I'm thankful that you're still penning the work in the pen.
What else can we do? We should be compelled every day to use everything that God has placed within us. I do not want to be one of those people where he shows up and says, what you got? And I'm standing there with empty hands. No. I'm going to be responsible for everything he's given me and try to work it some kind of way. Like you.
You don't want to be the one where you buried your talent, right?
No. Who was it? I saw somebody preaching and say, even God comes back and says, where's my money? Did you turn it over? Did you invest it well?
And he wants an investment. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
He wants an investment on it. You're absolutely correct.
He is interested in the interest of the investment that he's placed in us, and that's the thing. Anytime that we make an investment, we want a return, and God is no different from that. And he's made an investment in each and every one of us. We all have different skills. We all have different, sets of things that we bring to the party that I think that, a lot of times we overlook because they're so intrinsically a part of who we are that we don't see them as special. But nobody can do you like you. Nobody can do what that gift is the way you utilize it. And so it's really critical for us to use our gifts to God's glory, because somebody's waiting. You know, God created every single one of us, Dee Dee, as a solution to a problem.
And I tell people that pray
Mhm.
to be the solution.
Mhm.
Pray to be the answer.
Yes.
And one of the things I was going to ask, just continue to keep me lifted in prayer too, as I work with these women in substance abuse.
Mhm.
Because right now things are very heavy. The holidays always bring about heaviness.
Yes.
But with COVID compounded,
Mhm.
it's made it doubly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will be praying for you, because I know that you do a lot of work with that.
Yeah, and we're working through things, and even, wanting the women to get their mammograms, because women are not going to the hospital to get their mammograms.
Yeah.
I was just a couple of weeks ago getting myself taken care of, but I'm telling people, you still have to take care of your health. That's important.
Yes. Self-care is critical,
Yes.
and there's only one you. So you need to take care of that engine, make sure that it's working well,
It's not just person.
Yeah. And if we do the preventative, then we don't have to take drastic measures later. So many times in these cases, when cancer comes up and different things, it's late in the hour of it because the initial checks weren't done. So make sure that these are things that you do on a regular basis. We've all been guilty of not taking care of ourselves, our skin, our bodies, our diets, our health, as we run ourselves ragged for everyone else around us. But guess what? If you drop dead tomorrow, those people would not have you there to help them anymore. So as they say on the airplane, put on your oxygen mask first so that you can be around to help others breathe. So, this is just some of the stuff that we as women really need to take care of ourselves, take care of our, not just our bodies, but our spirits and our minds. What's your mindset? Some of us are running on E, we're running on fumes, and we're burned out. And when we get burned out, our attitude affects our gratitude, and it keeps going. The cycle keeps unending. So I'm challenging anybody, if you find yourself in a place of burnout today, that you will stop and write down 5 things you're grateful for. And they might seem like silly, mundane things, but guess what? They'll unlock the awareness of even more things that you should be grateful for. And you'll find your joy level escalating as you realize, wow, these are some things I've been taking for granted in my life. And God, thank you. Because you know what? Somebody didn't wake up this morning. Somebody woke up and they were not in good health. I might have a couple little aches and pains, but I was still able to move through the room and get from point A to point B.
I had a girlfriend that had 3 surgeries last week. She went in for 1 surgery on Tuesday. She ended up having 3 by Friday.
Yes. Wow.
And, I'm grateful.
Mm-hmm.
I am totally grateful.
Yeah.
Doing better, but I'm just saying, you go in for a minor procedure and thinking that you go in Tuesday, you go home, you go home, you have to be rushed back, have a emergency surgery on Wednesday, and then another emergency surgery on Friday. So yeah.
Wow.
There's a lot going on. And we really, our bodies, especially now more so than ever.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very
critical.
critical.
So you're right.
Yes.
I just wanted to say I love you. I'm still on the clock, but I wanted to say I love you. I thank God for you.
Thank you.
Keep doing what you're doing. You're helping so many people.
Thank you so much. And I love doing what I do. So I find it a gift. So hopefully I'm a gift, because I find it a gift to be able to serve others.
You're the gift that keeps on giving.
Take care, sweetie.
God bless you. I love you.
I love you too. Bye-bye. So listen, I am going to jump off of here because I have to answer some questions for another interview. But I just want you to know that if you're feeling pressed down, if you're feeling oppressed, master your mindset on that. Look at it from a different perspective. Look at what you can get out of it, and how you can be a gift to someone in the middle of the situation that you're in. Oh, praise God. Thank you, Brenda. And just a last reminder, make sure that you get your copy of The Power of Being a Woman. Log on to pobw.michellehammond.com. That's pobw.michellehammond.com. All the information is there for how you can order the book, how you can be a part of the book club, how you can get your free devotional, how you can connect with us and continue the conversation. That is an important conversation. I'm going to put it in the chat. It's telling me low battery. Okay.
What's low battery?
My phone. Okay, so here is, there we go. That's the link. So make sure that you get signed up so that you can be a part of the book club, which is free. Once you've got the book and you've shown me that you've purchased it, you get to be in the book club, okay? That's the new book. We're talking about the new book, not the old one, okay? So make sure you log on to Amazon.com. It's the black cover. You all voted for this cover, and this is the one we ended up using, Power of Being a Woman. So make sure that you get your copy today. Yeah. There it is. And you'll get a free devotional from me as your thank you. And we're going to have a great time. I'm telling you, we're going to talk. It's going to be all in. I've done 2 book clubs now with my novel, and I'm telling you, well, 3 book clubs actually. And hey, listen, if you are a book clubber, I have 2 novels that if you go on my website, you will see them. If you get your own book club going and you have 10 people and you can prove to me that you've got 10 people that have purchased the book and the workbook and the materials, when you purchase the book club stuff, it's $37. You get audio, you get the PDF, and you get a workbook that you can use for the book club. If you get more than 10 people in a group, I will visit one of your sessions for your book club. So that's my way of showing up to hear what's on your mind and if my book is doing what I wanted it to do in your life. So on that note, oh, somebody's book has arrived. Yay. Well, send me a testimony. Let me know how you're enjoying it. And don't forget to send your proof of purchase. And last but not least, please put a review on Amazon. Amazon really does take that seriously when you leave reviews. So make sure that you leave a review so that I continue to have a good showing on Amazon. Okay. I love you guys. I will be back on to visit you probably tomorrow or Wednesday. I'm not quite sure, but I'll be here. Take care. Bye-bye.